And if you can build that self, you can build that total accountability in oneself. And it's not about being selfish. I'm trying to create a better me, so hopefully people who are hearing this are taking it the right way, can say, I can run a mile. I want you to see how far you can go. And that's all it's about, yourself.
Those moments of inspiration, those are critical for people. They need to know that someone's done something that's greater than what they can imagine themselves doing, and they want to take a step towards trying to be better.
Take a step at trying to be better. What you gotta do to be just like David.
You lose the meaning of it. There's a lot of people around there that they're pretending.
Got some mail in our P.O. box. So that means it's mail time. All right, this is just a quick one. So let's see what we got. Ooh, looks like some clothing. Wow, it's a photo. It's literally a picture from my Instagram. Earth Mama Medicine. Pretty freaking cool. And another. An iron-on for me to do myself. Pretty freaking cool. Thank you so much, Titi. Oh my gosh, it's a bamboo whisk for my matcha. If you all watch the vlogs regularly, you know that I was just talking about in our last vlog, in our mail time vlog, how much I wanted an official whisk to make matcha with. And now I have one. Wow. That's pretty freaking cool. You like it, Rumi? Look, it's a whisk. Blessings, Lady V and Sir Matt. Enjoy your gift from Margie Johnson. Thank you so much, Margie.
Thanks, Marge.
And last but not least, we have something from Wholesome Soybean. Shirts and stickers. Love all beans.
Nice.
Like, love all beings. And I think you got one too, babe. Thank you so much for Wholesome Soybean. Mail time is over. Let's go somewhere else. All right, so we just got back from going to the post office to drop off some orders. You see, I put my Love All Beans shirt on. And after reading the mail a little bit further, we have a discount code for you all. So if you guys want to get a shirt like this or any of the other shirts or the stickers they have on Wholesome Soybean, your 20% off discount code is Earth Mama. Okay, so we have more mail that I just wanted to open up as an extension of our mail time. I'm so excited about this one. This is from Pet Canva.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's really a
Look at that.
Ruby, do you love the blankie?
You're like, that's me.
Ew.
Is that you, Rumi? Yeah.
Yo. I am obsessed. Thank you so much, Pet Canva. This is the coolest thing ever. And it looks just like them.
So like fun.
Okay, last but not least, this comes to us all the way from Tokyo, Japan. I'm absolutely speechless.
Show me. You're hogging it.
Wow.
Whoa. Whoa, so who's the artist?
Alexa Rogue. This painting is done of a photo that I have on my Instagram of me holding Rumi. I'll probably put that in this image so you all can see a side-by-side comparison.
Wow. She did her thing.
She did her thing.
Nice with it.
She's nice with it.
How do you like it, Rumi?
Thank you so much, Alexa. Do you like it? It's
Yeah.
you.
Card.
Love your YouTube channel. Keep up with the amazing content. If your travels ever take you to Japan, I can show you a lot of vegan restaurants.
Yeah.
Alexa. What a beautiful card. Wow. Thank you so much. All right. That's mail time for today. I think it was a pretty darn awesome one.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. P.O. Box is below if you want to send things.
Send all the things.
It's matcha time. We are about to sit down and talk with you all about something special. But first, matcha. So my dear sister Margie, I can't thank you enough. She has sent over a bamboo whisk. So I'm gonna make matcha the actual way. As always, you know, only place I get matcha is the Matcha Reserve. I'm gonna go with this organic premium ceremonial one today. The little scooper we got here. We're gonna go for 2 amounts. We have warm milk here. This is hot oat milk. And now we whisk. Ooh. No lumpies. Heck yes.
Choji.
Choji, get out of here. No, you can't have matcha. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Usually when I make the matcha, it's just like all these lumps everywhere. Look at that. It never looks this green. So now we add our matcha liquid. Whoop. Whoop. Right, add the rest of our milk. What's up, guys?
What up, what up?
I hope that worked. So we have sat here today to tell a very special story that all of you have asked numerous times. I feel like under every single video of ours since the beginning, it's been that question, and it is,
How we met.
how did we meet?
How did we meet? I don't even remember.
Okay, so it was in June of...
No, it wasn't. Negative.
Okay, we promise we know how we met.
We
Okay.
just gotta get the dates right, but it started at a park, a meeting in the park.
In
Just
Central
like
Park
hip-hop.
in New York.
All the best things start out in the park.
In Central Park in New York on 100th Street.
110th Street.
On 110th Street.
Yeah.
And it was the Collective Consciousness Spring Meeting.
Yep.
This was a group of people that I have been wanting to meet and wanted to engage with for like years, I think. Or maybe a year.
We have been doing it a couple years.
Yeah, when I was in college, before I moved to New York, I had followed them on Instagram and thought, wow, look at these cool people. They meet up in Central Park and they just talk about being conscious and all the things that I want to have conversations with people about now. And I can't wait to go to one of these meetings. So this Saturday that the meeting was happening, I finally had a Saturday off of work. It was my first Saturday off work in weeks, and the meeting was happening, and I was so hyped that I was finally gonna get to go to a collective consciousness meeting. And I went. I was happy that whole day. I just remember getting up and making a juice and a smoothie bowl and just like having the best day ever. And I was excited. I was listening to music loud on my way to the meeting. And I had lived like 10 blocks away from it at that time. So it was like a nice long walk. I was one of the first people there. I was like,
she beat me there.
Yeah, and he was one of the organizers, and I was like the third person there, so it was super awkward. And I was just as people were coming in, I was just introducing myself and talking.
That's what you're supposed to do when
Yeah.
you get to those type of meetings.
Yeah, just talking. And then I saw you. I was like,
No, I saw you first.
Okay.
Let's get the record correct. So I saw
He's
her.
first. He saw me first. I think I saw him first. It was during the yoga class. So the meeting already started, and there's like a session of yoga happening.
Yeah, my homie Berto.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
Berto.
You're doing your thing with the yoga, man. I remember You're coming a long way doing that. So
Yeah.
that's what's up. He was hosting that day, and you was doing yoga, and I rolled up. Came up 7, parked the car. I was happy, but there was a certain aspect of that day that I wasn't looking forward to. I'll say that. So I got there knowing that the aspect of the day that I was not looking forward to was going to take place during that meeting. So I get there, I'm walking up, and I'm just checking out the crowd, seeing who I know, seeing who I don't know, seeing who's new and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch out for the feds, you know what I mean? Because they COINTELPRO infiltrating. You never know.
Oh, please.
But nah, this collective consciousness meeting was an integral part of my life for a couple of years. My friends and I have been organizing it for a while. And I was going to do a talk that day. So I really try to like see who's in the crowd so I could kind of know like, yeah, I probably want to talk to this person before we get into it. Because sometimes you could just tell. But anyway, going back to the story of how I saw her first, I was walking up and there was a circle of yoginis, and I had peeped everybody who was doing, I had peeped everybody who was doing yoga, and I saw her. She had on these harem pants. She had on.
Notice how he said what pants I was wearing first, so he was looking at the booty.
Why you gotta do all that? It was harem pants. They're big as hell. You feel me? That's the first thing I saw. I was like, damn, some big ass pants. She jumped out of a plane. She could float down to the ground or something. Anyway, like I was saying. So she had on the harem pants. She had on like this very what's the word? It's a very nice top. I'm not even gonna use no SAT words on that. I'm gonna just say it was a nice one. All right. She had the tattoo showing and all of that. So I was like, yo, Shorty got a bad body. Hold up. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Yeah, sometimes I look at people's bodies before I see what's going on with them in the face. So then I was like, so let me see what the face looked like. I was like, oh shit. Cute, son. And then I remember my thought was like, yo, walk over there to the side. Because like I said, they was in a circle. So I said, let me walk over here to the side to make sure my eyes ain't playing tricks on me. Because you know how they look good from one angle, then you catch it from another angle, and then that's not. Anyway, so I saw it from the second angle, and it was confirmed she was a hottie. And then
I saw him during the yoga class. I remember as we're doing sun salutations, every time we come up, I'm looking around at everybody because at that moment when yoga was happening, it was towards the beginning, tons of people were coming in. Like when you rolled up, it was like 5 people came with you, and like a lot of people. So I was being nosy too, just like looking to see the different type of people that were showing up, and I saw you. His hair was just flowing. He didn't have it back, and he was just standing there like looking out. Like
it's crazy how I don't even remember what I had on that day, but I remember what you had on.
I don't remember what you had on either, but I remember how gorgeous you looked.
Thank
and
you.
I had a thing for dreadlocks.
She said she saw me first, but she didn't see me first because when I saw her, it was from 100 feet away. We know she can't even see that far. I was all the way on the other side of the park. I was all the way on the other side of the park when I saw it. When I first saw it, and then after the confirmation, I was like, all right, that's what it is.
So fast forward, because we didn't talk to each other at all during that meeting.
Yeah, we did.
No, I mean like most of the time, and then when everybody was eating, they laid out all this plant-based food.
We had a spread. We always have the spread.
Like awesome stuff. Everybody
shout out to
food.
anybody who's come up to our meetings and brought some food, man.
Yeah, for real, it was amazing. So I'm eating all this fruit and amazing stuff. He brought
black eyed pea balls.
Like fried black eyed pea balls, so delicious.
Mm-hmm.
After we had them when we were together already, but. That day I had never seen them before. Everybody was walking around talking about these black eyed pea balls. Like, oh, you gotta try these. You gotta try to go get some. They're so good. They're bomb. And I overheard someone saying it, so I was like, I'm gonna get me some because I love food. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of you knowing how much of a foodie I am. I was like, ready to try everything. So I go. You had just picked up the last one.
Yeah, I had tried to let everybody get their gets.
And so someone was like, he's the one who made them. And I look at him and I'm like, ooh, this is an opportunity to say something to him.
It was a smash hit.
Because, sips tea. Because I really wanted to talk to him. And I walked up to him and was like, oh, you're the one who made these black eyed pea balls? I haven't tried them yet. He picks the only one he has on his plate. He's like, yep.
Yep.
That's all he says.
That's how it went down.
And I was like,
yeah.
All right, so I guess he doesn't really want to talk to me that much and is really more concerned about meeting his
Yeah,
black
I was
eyed people.
concerned about that one black eyed pea bowl because it was the last one. And
And
then I
that
had
was
realized.
it. That was it. I walked away from you. I
Yeah,
was like, okay, like, peace.
Nah,
whatever.
you said you introduced yourself real quick.
Did I?
Yeah, I remember. You were real cordial. I remember. I was like, oh, she's nice. And then after you walked away, I was like, damn, that's like talked to her with my mouth full of a black eyed pea bowl. I was not even realizing that you might have had one of it. I thought you got it. Everybody got some.
I know, but I didn't really want to like take yours. It's just funny that you did that.
Side note, to all my single men out there, there's something that you could do in order to get the girl that you really want to get. I like to call it preparatory pimping, but what it really is called an incongruence test. It's like when a girl asks you for something and you like her, you don't go right along with it. You gotta divert a little bit. My diversion was like a month long. But it started with the black eyed pea ball and the, nah, you can't have it. But if you want some more, I planted that seed.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. I don't believe that he was that genius with the whole plan. Okay.
Genius. Come on.
Because
Anybody
you
who
beat
knows-
yourself up afterwards, like, I should have said something. Gosh. So I walked away from him. We did like a couple other exercises, group exercises and stuff, and I kept my eye on him. I was looking at him.
I was watching.
I saw you talk to different girls, but I wasn't sure if anybody was like a romantic partner, so I was just trying to be nosy a little bit to see like when he did talk to women, what type of energy was going on between them, because I didn't want to, I just want to make sure before I start getting the googly eyes.
Yeah.
And that was when I noticed.
Yeah, so that
That's-
segues perfectly into that situation I was telling you about. I had been, long story, very truncated right here. Alright? I was kind of seeing someone, had already let them go. I had already deaded the relationship, but they wasn't really getting a hint. And plus, before I had deaded the relationship, I had already told her, like, yo, if you want to come to this meeting, I'll do it every month or so. Definitely come through and check it out. So I didn't want to stop her from coming to the meeting. It wasn't about me. It was about her opening and expanding her consciousness or whatever. So when she got there, of course, she all on me and all of that. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, damn, I hope she don't see it.
That was when I first really noticed her. I noticed her standing by you when she first got there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this girl's really kind of like, her energy is like, this is mine. Like, this, she has a territorial energy. I know a lot about body language, okay?
Yeah.
And she had a territorial energy towards you, so I'm
She
like,
definitely
okay.
did.
And also, but it was puzzling because she was so not what I thought he was. And I'd only known you for a few minutes, but what I had seen from you didn't seem like you would date this type of girl. I don't know what type of adjectives to put on her. Basically, just
I
very,
could give you 3 numbers.
very New York.
730. Anybody from the Northeast know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's familiar with the mental health institutions, when you hear this code 730, 730, you know what that means. And she was proud of it though. If you see,
She was very New York, right?
Man, she wasn't that New York.
Okay, the seventh.
But she was like, yo, I'm 730 because I got papers to prove it. I just beat a body.
She was just out
She
there.
had white contacts.
With the crazy makeup and the fake
Crazy
nails.
makeup,
and
yeah.
just, she was a lot. She was a lot. So while he was doing his talk, while you were doing your sovereignty talk, I was just like head over heels. I remember my friend Jahari had come. She had to work, but she came for just a little bit.
What up, Jahari?
What up, Jahari? And she was watching us, or she was watching you too, and we were both just like, I was like, that's gonna be my husband. He's freaking gorgeous. And you were just spitting all the sovereignty stuff that I had never heard of before I met you, any of this type of stuff. And so you were saying just everything, and I just remember being like, wow, he's so smart too, and getting super happy about it. And then you went to go sit down after your talk, and 730 said to you, like,
She was like, let me get a kiss. Ooh, my baby. Ooh, my baby.
yeah, that's when I was like, dang, he's off limits, because she was trying to like be all up on you, and she was like, I remember like seeing her mouth say, I'm so proud of you, and I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
she's doing the most, which means she really doesn't want any intruders.
She was a good girl, man. I mean, she was crazy. She was a good girl. And not to say crazy in a dismissive way, but she really was. She tried to talk to you, right?
Yeah,
At one
I think
point.
she picked up on it. She made it a point when we were leaving I made it a point actually to go say goodbye to him. So I hugged, like you were like up against a rock.
I was like,
with
I
her,
was like, nice to meet you.
And like 3 other people. So
and I got
like,
an Instagram. That's when I knew it was a wrap. When I got
was like,
Instagram.
B, you have to go like talk to all these people now so you can really direct this energy towards Matt. So I went and hugged all these people like, oh, I hope you guys will like follow me and we can connect with each other. And I gave everybody my Instagram, including you. And I hugged everybody, including you, like, have a good night, you know, see y'all another time. And then I hugged 7:30 because she was right next to him and it was awkward if I wasn't like including her. So then right as I'm walking away with Jahari, we're leaving Central Park. She runs after us and is like, wait, like, what do y'all do? Like, you know, like, we should chill sometime. Like, da-da-da-da. You're so cute. My sister's a lesbian. I think she would want to be with you. She calls her sister on site.
Yeah.
Puts her sister on speakerphone with me, trying to hook me and her sister up. And it's just like making this big awkward scene between all of us. And I could see Matt way back, like 20 feet back, looking behind the rock, like, what is happening?
Yeah,
right
I had
now?
no idea what was going on.
You didn't look.
What is she
yeah,
doing?
you looked kind of pissed, and she pointed out. She's like, look, he's looking. Look, he's wondering what I'm doing.
Still calling me her man at that point.
Yeah, my man. Yeah, she said like my man's wondering or whatever, and I looked back and was like, and then that was it. So 2 weeks goes by.
Nah, I think it was 2 weeks go by and we weren't talking to each other.
Yeah, we didn't say anything to each other, but we were following, and I was following close.
And she slid up in the DMs one day about a meme.
So after we had our first conversation, we talked a little bit. Well, we talked, and then we figured out that we should hang out. Like, we should hang out at some point.
Yeah, I was a little worried that she might live in like Queens or Brooklyn or something, but when she said Harlem, I was like, yes, it's a wrap. It was meant to be.
Yeah. You live pretty close to me.
Yeah.
And you had a car at that time, so you were always like
always
right
around.
in my area.
I was always in her area.
All the vegan restaurants were right in walking distance in my apartment.
Yep, so I hit her up with the cliche, yo, you eat? Knowing she gonna say yeah. And we sat in Marcus Garvey Park and we ate for a while. And
we hung out in the park. And then you went back to work because it was like your lunch break.
Yeah.
And then that night he ended up coming over because he just couldn't wait for another second date. He texted me that night like, what are you doing? Like, you know, like, do you want to hang out or whatever?
I couldn't stop thinking about her.
I couldn't stop thinking about you either. But then you came over that night for a little bit. The rest is history. We ended up.
Yeah, no, let's talk about this because I like to brag about this. Right? This is another side note for all my single men out there. This is how you want to really reel them in. This is how you do it, right?
After that first date, we spent every single day together. Every single day together.
Yeah, we haven't been apart since that day. We've been apart.
The longest we've ever spent apart is like
a week or something. When I went to Atlanta.
The 1 week that I went, the 1 week you went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then the 1 week I was at Origins Gathering. We were kind of apart from that week. But other than that, we've been together straight, like
every day,
nonstop every day since.
And that's just how it happens. Don't let anybody tell you.
That was 2 years ago.
That it's not possible.
So that was like a Monday, right? When we first hung out?
Yeah.
Or like a Saturday?
No, it was a Wednesday.
A Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we hung out that whole weekend, and then we hung out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And by then since we were spending so many hours together, we were starting to become a little bit intimate. And we'd had our first kiss after knowing each other for like 5 days, right?
Yeah.
Because I went to the actual sovereignty meeting.
Right.
And then I really wanted to make love after knowing each other for only like 2 weeks at this point, or a week and a half. And it might seem really fast, but our connection was so deep.
Yeah, we already knew.
In the beginning, like I was like, this is the man I'm gonna marry. I'm gonna bear his children. So I just want to take it another step further and see what that's like with him. And he wouldn't do it.
Nope.
And it was the first man I had ever dated that not only didn't want to get in my pants in the first week, but didn't want to get in my pants after knowing each other for a week already. Like, especially after all those hours. Like, any man I've ever dated, you put in that many hours, he wants something in return, and you didn't want anything.
That's what I'm talking about. Incongruence, you feel me? I knew I already had it in the bag. What I do? Subvert it. Nah, we can't do that. We gotta wait. Why? This is the key. This is what I've learned in all the relationships I've had in my life. If you smash early, you're gonna regret it later on because you're gonna think that the next dude can come along and smash early. So by me making her wait.
Smash is such a dirty word.
Coitus. Elope. What would you like?
Make love.
All right, make love. So I decided that the first time that we made love was gonna be something to write home about. It was gonna be memorable and all of that. So I wanted the situation to be right. So I wanted to make the right situation. So therefore, shout out to my brother Ray. He worked at the Standard at the time. I said, yo, Ray, what's up with that family discount? Because Standard rooms is quite expensive.
Oh my gosh.
So he hit me with the family discount, and it was still quite expensive after the discount. But I said, this is it. This is worth it because I know we're gonna be talking about this for the rest of my life. So I rented a room at the Standard.
Man,
for
when we walked in there, I couldn't
2
believe
days
it.
and 1 night.
It was so amazing.
Yeah, I think
It was beautiful.
you might be seeing pictures of what.
Yeah, we're gonna
Walking
put
out.
pictures so you can see our first
Yeah.
night, like our first weekend rendezvous together.
Yeah, bye.
So yeah, the Standard was the seal the deal moment.
Mm-hmm. Yo, the contract.
The contract.
Yeah.
One day he just
We made a contract.
So he sent me the contract. I'm gonna find it and put it here because I screenshotted it that day and it's been saved as like a special memory for me.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, I think that everybody can find this. You have to get yourself in that right alignment. Like I had gotten out of a bad relationship maybe 6 months before I met you, maybe a little bit longer, and I was down in the dumps for a couple months, but then before I met you, I had gotten to this point in my life where I was so happy. I was so free. I was doing the practices like that are in my Affirmations for Manifesting Love book. I wrote this book for self-love, but really because so many people were asking me how I manifested Matt. Like it was insane. I wrote down exactly what I wanted in a man. I wanted him to be tall and have locks and be vegan and do this and this and this and this. And you literally appeared before me
Same.
at the Collective Consciousness meeting. And the same thing for him. He even showed me a post that he made like 2
Multiple
years
posts
before meeting me. That was a girl with a fro.
I manifested her out of thin air.
Yeah, and not saying you just focus on physical traits, but just everything, just emotion. What do you want?
Yeah.
And I wasn't dwelling on it. Like I knew that I wanted that, and then I let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just living life.
Get yourself prepared and ready for when what you want
Yeah,
appears to you, you're ready to receive it.
I was open.
I
So
wanted the time
open.
to be right. Because chemistry is easy, man, but timing is the real bitch.
Yeah, and you almost didn't go to that meeting.
I almost didn't go to that
And I
meeting
wouldn't
because I
have
was
gone.
dreading that whole interaction.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have gone if I didn't get that day off of work. And that next, and after that, it was hard for me to get those days off work. So like,
Yeah.
it's just awesome.
And big things to go on.
Big
You guys want to
things
stay in
are
tune.
coming.
Because, I mean, like, that's kind of almost why we haven't been putting out so many videos, because we've been really focused on this next step since we came out of the van, and we're getting Bertha back together, so to speak, but that's just a fraction of what the big things are going to be. So definitely stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank
Like
you
the
for
video.
watching today's video. In the comments below, we want to hear your stories about how the universe put you in alignment with something that was just way too perfect. Whether it was a person, your significant other, your dog, your cat,
job,
like
whatever.
anything. Because I think it's really empowering for all of us to hear that once you set an intention to get something, it can happen for you when you plan it and then let the universe do its work. So let's have a fun conversation about the magic that is life. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Hit that little bell if you want to make sure that you are an early watcher of the videos.
That's right.
That's how we have real good conversations.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.